Are you looking for a double adjustable, heavy duty, lifetime warranty tie rod? Well, SuperATV's got you covered, and today we're going to show you how to get them installed on this RZR Pro XP. The first thing you're going to do is remove your front wheels and tires. We've already done this, so we're going to go ahead and disconnect our factory tie rod from our steering arm on our knuckle. Remove our nut. So sometimes your tie rod will get stuck in the steering arm. If it does, you'll take one hammer, lay it on the steering arm, and then take another one and smack it. You'll have to do that a couple times and they'll come free. And all you do is just grab it, remove it from the steering arm. Then we're going to take a pair of side cuts. We're going to go up here and we're going to cut our zip tie securing our boot to our rack and pinion. We pull our boot down. Pull the boot back out of the way, just like that. Make sure your wheels cut all the way, the opposite way of the side you're working on. And you can take a pipe wrench or a pair of big channel locks. You just come up through here, put your pipe wrench on it, dust it loose, and then you just continue working the pipe wrench until it gets loose enough to where you can grab a hold of your tie rod and spin the inner ball and socket out. So next we'll go ahead and grab our inner ball and socket out of our tie rod kit, put some blue Loctite on the threads all the way around, a nice even coat all the way around. And you'll want to go ahead and remove your jam nut. Then we'll go ahead and thread our inner ball and socket into a rack and pinion. Just thread it in there by hand as far as you can get it. And we'll take our pipe wrench and fully tighten the inner ball and socket. Now we're going to be sliding on the boot. We'll just slide it right onto the rack. We'll make sure that our threads for our inner ball and socket come through, just like that. Make sure that we get our boot fully seated onto the rack and pinion. So next we're going to go ahead and take our provided zip tie, and we're going to put the zip tie on the edge of the boot to where it attaches to the rack and pinion. And just make sure you get that zip tie nice and tight. Then we'll cut off the excess. And we'll go ahead and take the jam nut that we previously removed, and we'll go ahead and thread it back onto the inner ball and socket. I like to go ahead and thread them almost all the way up. We're going to go ahead and grab our tie rod, and we'll thread it onto the threads of our inner ball and socket. Then we'll go ahead and grab our tapered stud, slide it down into the steering arm on the knuckle. And then in order to get the bottom nut tight, I like to go ahead and throw my misalignment bushings on there, as well as a washer, and then my top nylock nut. And then just to get everything tight, if you have the correct size wrench, you can put that wrench on the nut down here. If not, you can just grab an adjustable wrench. Then you'll just fully tighten it. Just like that. Pull your adjustable wrench off the bottom. Pull your misalignment bushing out. And then on the bottom, we can go ahead and install our cotter pin. Just like that. And then we can go ahead and grab our heim joint or our tie rod in. It's left-handed thread. Make sure thread it in there left-handed. We'll just thread this majority of the way in. One way to gauge where it needs to be is make sure that your steering wheel's straight. So ours is pretty straight right there. Let's get our hub assembly sitting straight. Right there looks just about straight, but obviously we're gonna have to set our toe. So we'll take our misalignment bushing, install it, install our washer, get our nylock nut. We'll go ahead and fully tighten the nut. We'll install our cotter pin. Then we're going to go ahead and put a zip tie on the outer portion of our boot. It's going to be closest to the tie rod. You're going to have to kind of roll your boot back a little bit. Just want to keep it pushed back. Make sure you get that zip tie on there nice and tight and cut off the excess. Then we're going to repeat these same steps for the opposite side. So now we've went ahead and reinstalled our wheels and tires, got our machine sat back down on the ground. Now we're gonna roll our suspension out. We have Luke here to help us today. So what we're gonna do is roll our machine out, back and forth about 5 times, push down on the front and back side of the machine, get that suspension compressed, then we're gonna check to see what our toe is set at. All right, so we got our suspension compressed here. What we're gonna do is make sure that our steering wheel is completely straight. Right there looks pretty straight. Then we're gonna measure from the center line on the front side of the tire as well as the back side of the tire. So I'm gonna hand the tape over here to Luke. We go ahead and put that on the center line there. So Luke's got it on the center line. We're straight across from each other. Looks like we're at 55 on the front side of the tire, so we'll do the same thing on the back side. And it looks like we're at 56 on the back side of the tire. So we're an inch toed in. We're 56 on the back side of the tire, 55 on the front. So what we're gonna have to do is adjust our tie rods to get it to where our setting is at 0. We're a 1/4 inch toed in, 1/8 inch toed in, however you want to set your machine up. So we're toed in, so what we're going to do is we're going to adjust our tie rod back. It's going to bring the back side of this tire inward. Now if you're toed out, you would thread your tie rod forward. That's going to take this tie rod and bring the back side of the tire outward, which is going to tow the tires in. That's going to get you, wherever you need to go. If you're way out, way in, all you have to do is grab a hold of this double adjustable tie rod and thread it either backwards or forwards. Once you have it set, then you'll just go through, you'll tighten your outer jam nut as well as your inner jam nut. And that's how super quick and easy it is to install SuperATV's heavy duty tie rods on the RZR Pro XP. For more information on these tie rods or any of SuperATV's great products, feel free to give us a call at 855-743-3427 or check us out online at superatv.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.